So, the new episode finally dropped, and now we can see that Jax is only getting worse. In this video, I'll explain why that's happening, why they tied him up, and what's coming next for him. It all began in the first scene, when everyone was watching to see what would happen to Pomni when she held her breath.
I can't hold it any longer.
Sure you can. We can't die from oxygen deprivation, remember?
But it still feels like I'm gonna die.
Try not thinking about it. Or you could toughen up. I want to see what your funny cartoon body does.
Hey, take it easy.
Oh, take it easy. That's you.
As you can see, Jax is overly eager to see what will happen to her at that moment.
Alright, we've entered the blue zone.
Hey, there's something new.
Okay, we're getting red,
Oh, orange.
yellow.
Green.
After explaining why Pomni doing it, we discovered one of Jax's secrets. He's a complete coward, even though he tries to come across as tough.
The mask starts spinning, and Zubul turns straight.
My limbs straighten up and f*** off.
What about you?
He refuses to show us because he's a coward.
I want to keep the mystery alive.
He says. But longtime viewers remember that Jax has been a coward since way back in the pilot episode, when he first met Kaufman.
Looking for this. Thanks for keeping an eye on it, Coffee. I'm gonna head out. See ya.
And in the earlier episodes, we've noticed multiple times that Jax breaks the fourth wall. Some people believed it, while others thought he was looking at someone from the digital circus. But now it's clear.
What do you, the viewers, think it is?
Will you stop doing that?
By this point, I'd figured Jax wasn't going to become a good friend or anything like that. He's just going to keep showing his mean streak and dumb jokes. Turns out I was right, but this may only be the tip of the iceberg, and there's probably even more they're hiding from us. Since the pilot, Jax has treated Pomni like the easy target.
Jane, is this one of your NPCs, or is this a new sucker? Because if it's a new character, we're gonna have to redo this whole theme song.
It continued in the second episode, and now we're just getting more of the same. Notice how Ragatha is empathetic about Pomni fear and problems, while Jax hears it all and takes an already bad situation and makes it worse.
I'm not really a fan of horror, and I don't really handle jump scares that well.
Ha! Come on, that wasn't even scary. What? You scared of the vacuum cleaner too?
Hey, be nice to her. She's had a rough couple of days.
Her and everyone else. Right, Gangle?
Before moving on, let's recall what Zubul said about Jax during the therapy session.
Jax just likes to f*** with everybody.
And while her words may seem obvious, after all, who knows better than her how irritating Jax can be?
What exit? If there was a way to leave, I'm pretty sure we'd have all left by now.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
They still perfectly capture the way everyone in the digital circus feels about him. The third episode just confirms it even more. Back in the second episode, we already saw that Jax thrives on chaos and violence.
Well, maybe there'll be blood, death, and violence in the next adventure.
Ha 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 ha, how wholesome.
And it's no secret that Gangle is his favorite target. But in episode 3, things take an even darker turn. The first adventure took place in the digital circus, and the second one in the friendly Candy Kingdom. But when Jax stirred up trouble in Mildenhall Manor, it was just too much. Everyone was already on edge, unsure of what to expect from the eerie place, and here comes Jax, adding fuel to the fire, just for his own amusement.
Hey, I'm Ghostly, and I'll be your guide today.
Why won't they go back in?
I remember my first wild take. I don't know why they're not retracting, though. That didn't happen for me.
Before you continue on your adventure, you have to choose which door you're gonna go through. The door on the left is the normal door.
Rated WOW for all ages.
The door on the right is the really scary door.
Rated HOT for mature Zubuls only.
It's up to you to decide.
Why, Jax!
What? I thought we were supposed to capture all the ghosts.
Which door should we choose?
Not sure. Let's try this out.
Don't worry, Gangle, I'll get it.
Remembering all of Jax's actions during the adventures,
I happen to know a way into the kingdom walls, if you'd be willing to help us out in return.
somehow, Ragatha and Gangle managed to tie him up so he couldn't cause any more trouble in the manor. It's doubtful they did it on their own. Martha Mildenhall probably helped them out. In the conversation, we saw how frustrated Jax got when he was confined, and this scene reveals a lot about him.
Always having the silliest priorities.
Don't I know it?
If your friends see him, I only hope he doesn't bore them to death with his endless monologues. That man could turn a 57-second story into a Greek tragedy. Feel free to visit anytime.
Definitely.
Congratulations, my little ironclad waffle cones! You've taken the pacifist route, and you should be proud of what good people you are. Unfortunately, we still need to wait until your other teammates finish their adventure before I can grant you permission.
Jax was visibly unhappy from the moment he got tied up, and his return to the digital circus wasn't nearly as cheerful as in previous episodes.
Don't ever call us that again.
When Kane said they couldn't go back to the digital circus without Pomni and Kinger, Jax's frustration grew. He just can't understand why he has to wait for others or follow any rules. Pomni and Kinger's adventure took about 5 minutes, and since there weren't many cuts, that means around 7 to 10 minutes passed in the digital circus. During that time, Jax's annoyance only increased.
What happened up here?
Don't worry about that.
Pomni was very brave. At least I think she was. Were you?
Something like that.
Jax didn't care at all about the others' adventure. His main concern was that he didn't get to mess with anyone or have any fun stirring up chaos. Plus, Ragatha comments about everyone worrying about Pomni didn't sit well with him. He made it clear in the previous episode that he doesn't care about anyone's feelings. Right before Cow's funeral, we saw Jax looking upset, as if he was bothered that no one invited him. But now it's obvious he wasn't upset about that. He was just bummed he didn't get to pull off something funny. As for the funeral or anything else, he couldn't care less.
So what was it like being stuck with the nutcase?
It wasn't that bad, actually.
Approaching Pomni with his usual sarcasm, Jax was clearly expecting a response like, "It was terrible," or "He almost destroyed me." But when Pomni gave him a positive answer, Jax realized that his jokes and teasing weren't landing like they used to, and that really got to him. With each episode, we're learning more about Jax, and I'm really enjoying it. He's that anti-hero every great show needs, but the further we go, the less his actions affect the other characters. Now, it's not just Zubul, but everyone is standing up to him, and this clearly bothers the Purple Bunny. Episode 2 showed us Jax's real motives, but by episode 3, his tactics stopped working. That sets up episode 4 to be rough for him. With the focus shifting to Gangle, Jax's favorite target, we'll likely see all his antics return, making episode 2 seem tame in comparison. The final scene is worth mentioning. Share your theory with me in the comments, and I will definitely read them and add the best comments to the next issue. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here.